everyone in here, out there, wherever you are. My name is Jerk, and this is The Big Show. How is everybody doing? Staying warm as we ease into winter, I hope. Here in sunny Los Angeles, it has been rainy, and I actually turned on my heater this morning when I woke up to it being a brisk 47 degrees in my place. That is about 8 degrees for you non-savages. But I will take the cold over the heat any day of the week. But speaking of heat and turning things up, that's going to get us to today's guest. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and join me in welcoming out the Tech Tree Tier 8 Russian, technically heavy cruiser, but really a light cruiser. Give it up for Dmitry Donskoy. Dmitry Donskoy, or just Donskoy, or Donkey for short, the subject of a recent roid injection, one which I didn't see coming, and this gameplay we have going on, it's prior to its big buffs. But before we get into all of that, let me get the commander and modules up on the big screen, and we have Kuznetsov with Scharnhorst and Storm and Norman Scott. Huh? Is this Donkey that inaccurate? Oh, hold on a second.
Donkey!
Never put out a single fire. Where were we? Is the Donkey that inaccurate? No, we just can't save ship-specific builds. So this is my Kronstadt setup, but on this boat. Someday, Ouija? Please, Eddie? So what's the deal with Dmitry Donskoy? Well, it is a fire-breathing, fuel-injected suicide machine. Now, I will mention that technically, I think its guns over 160 millimeters make a ship a heavy cruiser, but this does come in the light cruiser line after Chapayev, and it plays exactly the same. But what it does have over Chapayev is quite significant compared to some of the other ships at the tier compared to their predecessors. I'm looking at you, St. Louis. First, Donskoy has 180 millimeter guns compared to the 152s of the Chapayev, and that is significant because with its 1/6 HE pin, you will be pinning a not insignificant amount of armor that you could only pin with Chapayev if you used Equilibrium of Power. And if you were to enable that here, you'd be getting pins at even higher thresholds. But me, I don't use it. But ultimately, just like crunchy or smooth peanut butter, that comes down to personal preference, but each one will pair perfectly with chocolate. After that, gone are your paltry 4-kilometer torpedoes, and in their place, 8-kilometer torpedoes, which can actually make them far less situational than before. And while our hopes and dreams of the Donkey coming out overcooked like the original Chapayev with a 30-millimeter bow did not come to fruition, the armor profile it has is pretty much identical to Chapayev, which is to say, don't get shot. Now, in my opinion, of the Tech Tree cruisers currently in the game at this tier, this is the best. Just barely beating out Buffalo. But that is not an argument I would say, come at me bro, over. Interestingly, Spreadsheet says otherwise, and in this update, the Donskoy received more HP, a longer lasting radar, and a longer lasting sonar that is also capable of spotting torpedoes and ships at longer ranges. This match was in fact played last week after I got my early copy of the patch notes, and I thought to myself, was I just lucky before? Maybe Tier 8 has changed. Let's take Donskoy out and see how it is now. So how is it? Well, I will let you be the judge of that, but here is what I will tease you with. There are going to be some serious shenanigans in this match, and a few moments that will leave you scratching your head, and some others saying, how? So let's look at this match. If you were here for my Kronstadt video, then my positioning probably looks fairly similar. We got the same spawn on the same map, but this is a little bit different. Whereas with that ship, I can play far more aggressively to contest the cap against the Reds. Due to the fragility of the Donskoy's constitution, I really have to play this in a kiting position. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to go to the back of the map, though I will accidentally run into the side shortly. It means I just need to face away, fiddle with my speed back and forth, and make these ships waste salvo after salvo at me while myself and my teammates gradually wear them down. It's not the most exciting of gameplay, but it is pretty much the opening third of any match in a ship like this. But of course, there always comes a time when you must go into the phone booth and change into your Superman PJs, and mine was when we lost our friendly destroyer over here. So I know that there is a destroyer on our cap, and you would think that this destroyer knows that I'm a radar cruiser, right? So they should be getting into cover. Donkey! No, they're going to sit out in the open for a radar cruiser with rail guns to shoot at them. Credit where credit is due, the Republic behind me, they are shooting at the Kagero and also seem to recognize what is going on here and will join me in charging this cap. I know it can seem scary, but someone has to do this, and if not you, who? As long as that destroyer is on the cap, I have a pretty good idea of where they are, and thanks to this Republic coming with me and from a different direction, well, that's going to give less area for this Kagero to hide. Sure, the Iowa's out there and can get some shots at me, and maybe they'll even sink me, but we're already down 3 ships to 1. And 120 points. So allowing this destroyer to flip this cap and then have no idea where they are, well, that's not going to happen. Not on my watch. And there's the Republic spotting them and shooting at them. And this is going to be our first ship sunk. So long, Kagero. There are its torps, so we can dodge, and in the process, dodge the Iowa shots. I think that Iowa, boy, I don't know if we went back. I bet they've shot a good 6 salvos at me, and I think they've hit me twice. They must be having fun. Anyway, there we are, 105,000 damage with our first ship sunk, and I'm thinking, all right, let's get this Iowa. He's pretty low. Republic shooting at them too. That's all right. And I think we're going to get a fire on here. Or maybe they, oh, here comes another salvo. And then we're just turning and adjusting our speed. And once again, oh, they did nick us in the front. All right. So I guess they've hit us with 3 shells now. They did burn a single damage con. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just sink this. But yoink. And that's okay. Republic's going to yoink that one. I kind of probably yoinked the Kagero. I don't know. It's a team effort. It's a team game. Sometimes you yoink, sometimes you get yoinked. Give me a damage analysis.
We've taken heavy losses on decks B through C, Captain, and we're venting plasma.
Security, send what forces we can to B and set up a defensive perimeter. All crew, anyone left on C deck, fall back to B. Anyone on the south border of B, get back to base, and that's an order.
Aye, Captain.
This situation, I would say, is dire. We're out of destroyers. The Republic that is with me is about half health. We've got another battleship all by their lonesome on sea, and I don't expect them to last long. And making a run to Taco Bell is a Kronstadt who clearly has not watched my video saying that ship should be played up close. But can you blame them? How are they going to see it? If you don't like, comment, share, subscribe. Enough, jerk. Get your head in the game and let's figure out how we can salvage this train wreck. Okay, first and foremost, let's head north. We want to go where our team isn't. Have you ever heard me say that before? I bet you're going to want to buy a t-shirt for the whole family to wear that for Christmas. Is that on our store? Do we have a store? I don't know. Apparently we do have a store, but it's not linked right now. Oh well. On deck, we have a double Zeton division, no doubt running will to rebuild instead of the more advisable fight fire with fire option. And I say that because when you have a limited number of damage controls, well, the last ship you want to be in a long-range battle with is a flame-throwing, fuel-injected suicide machine. And as I turn north towards the wall, I am going to position myself for the big ol' island right in front of me to protect me from any baddies I can't see while I focus on getting rid of the baddies that I can. Mad respect for this Zeton trying to back into secondary range, but I am hip to this game, as you have seen by my Zeton videos, so I am not going to fall for that, well, until I really have to. In the meantime, though, I'm just switching back and forth between these Zetans to light as many fires on them as possible while we focus on getting rid of them. You're seeing that I'm switching to AP right now. They finally do shoot at me. And since I've switched to AP and they are broadside, we will be able to get some pretty good pins. As you know, Russian AP, you can usually hit pretty decently at range. And there we are. We're trying to turn and get our guns, pick up the Wither to the surprise of no one. And that shot is going to give us our second ship sunk. However, in that process, we lost both battleships remaining on our team. So it is me and the Kronstadt way to the south. How bad could this be? I mean, what do they have left? We know that there's that Zetan. We know there's a destroyer. I did see that there is a Peter Bagration, but I mean, the only thing I'd really need to be worried about would be like if this was what? I mean, a full health battleship. It'd be especially bad if they had 18.1-inch guns. Unless they don't know what kind of ammo to shoot.
You're not sure. You donkey!
H-E. Ooh. Well, to their defense, there was a destroyer in this game a while ago. maybe they just kept it loaded since then. I don't know. But at this point, let's see if there's anybody I can torp. No. Well, goodbye, cruel world. Surely they've loaded AP now.
They're gonna blow fire in your face, you donkey!
Wah, wah. And that right there, yes, they did Citadel me, but that's gonna let me get these torps off and let the miracle comeback happen in this particular game. See ya, Musashi. Wouldn't want to be ya. And what have we? Oh, dear Lord. Let's drop these torps. And I know that wasn't intentional, obviously, but that Zetan did block the deep water torps. Let's see how low Jerk can get with his health. We're at 500. Can I get 400? We got 300, 300. Can I get a 2? I got a 21 health. Man, oh man. If that P-Bag's guns had been facing me, I would be dead. If the destroyer were to shoot me, I would be dead. But I know as soon as I can get this heal off in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, that this game is just getting started, and that gets the heal off. With every tick of health, I'm saying to myself, so you're saying there's a chance. And I am also looking at the minimap to see what the Piotr Bagration is doing. But once they settle, I settle on AP, because I'm not going to get many chances to do this. So put on your big boy pants and let's go for the glory. Here they are, broadside, and we get the double. Let's get the rear turrets off, and there is Kraken 439 in the Dmitry Donskoy. Now, in that process, we did finally lose the Kronstadt on their way back from the southern border. So let's radar the Xinjiang. Now, the Xinjiang firing its guns at me.
You donkey!
I mean, they are radared, so I guess it doesn't hurt. But every time that they fire, they are going to suffer a 20-second penalty of being spotted. So every time that they do fire their guns, that's 2 salvos that I'm going to be able to fire before they drop spot. So right here, we are going to knock their guns and knock some other things. And it's not like they can drop spot with smoke, but I think right here is when they realized, oh hey, maybe that's a bad idea. So we get the 1 salvo off there where we can keep them spotted, and we have time to get 1 more salvo off here. And this one lights a fire and will be the 6-pack for the game. Wow. Let's see this scoreboard. 3,809 XP for a very good game, and look at this. I know it's kind of giving both teams a hard time, but not too shabby. The fire-breathing Musashi was even first on the red team, but they really board this one up. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you find the majority of Tech Tree Tier 8 ship underwhelming, give this video a like. If you think spending 36 million silver to get a ship that's arguably worse than the previous Tech Tree is a great investment, give it a dislike. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and if you want to be there for whoever we have on next, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one, and we will talk then.